Hey everybody, happy Giving Tuesday. Today's the day. If you've been following along with us today, and I hope you have, you know that every hour we have been talking about and driving a conversation about all of the different ways to give, because there are so many different ways, right? From giving money to giving our time to giving our voice. Every action that we take helps us create the world that we want to live in together. So I have with me a team of people who came up with a brilliant idea for giving this year for Giving Tuesday, and it's called Giving Talents. So I'm going to ask everybody. I have Ami, I have Phil, I have Kato here. Would you all come around, go around in a circle for me and introduce yourselves? And then I want to talk about how this idea for this campaign came about. Ami, you're up.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, Kathleen, for having us here. Um, we're so excited. My name is Ami Peacock. I am the founder of Beyond the Conversation and co-founder of Giving Talents. So glad to be here.
Kato.
Okay, once again, it's a good evening from Uganda. By the names, I'm called George Kateu, co-founder, Garden of Hope Children's Ministry Uganda, and then team leader, Go for Christ Ministries. I'm happy to be with you this evening. I hope to share with you more. God bless you.
We're so happy to have you. Phil, tell us who you are.
Hi, I'm Phil McGrath. I'm the centre manager at the Cornerstone in Lancaster in the UK, and the co-founder of Giving Talents with that lady over there. There.
I love that you're all dialed in from all corners of the earth. That's one of my favorite things about Giving Tuesday.
Yeah.
Tell me how you came up with the idea for Giving Talents. It's such a great story, and I want the whole world to hear about it.
Yeah, absolutely. It all began with Giving Tuesday, of course, because Phil and myself were the Starling Collective Fellows 2021, and it was the last day of our meeting of our cohorts. The chat room lit up, and it was because it was a mixed emotion. Being the last day, we know that the day to visit each country is about to end, but excited because we know that what we learn for the 6 months, we're now going to apply it in our own work, community work. And so I said, would it be great if we could start a movement that just focus on talents? And of course, Phil started to say, wouldn't that be great? I'm in. And so, of course, from there, it just snowball, and we never stop. And we were going to launch it earlier this year, but life happens. And so now we are launched, and we are so excited because so many countries now are actually finding us and contributing. So that's where really it started. And I think it's so true that sometimes the giving of time often is the best, because you feel the giving of it and the receiving of it. It makes so amazingly inspiring.
I like that. I'm glad you mentioned that. I feel like giving your talents is another layer of giving your time. Perhaps even more meaningful because it takes a minute, right, to think about what are the issues in my neighborhood or in my community, and do I have a skill that I can apply to help solve that need, right? Phil, you've said some really beautiful things on phone calls in the past about why talents. What drove you guys to come up with this campaign?
I think one of the things for me is working in communities. We often see the riches that communities have that money can't buy. People have skills and talents that we couldn't afford to pay for if we had to pay for the market rate. And yet people are willing to give that time and energy to make their community a better place. So that's what we wanted to tap into, really. And it was some people, particularly in the UK, there's a cost of living crisis. People haven't got spare cash, but they still wanted to be involved in a movement. So giving talents gives people the opportunity to share things that are probably more valuable than cash, and that we couldn't afford to buy. So it's beautiful. I mean, we've been out this afternoon working with the community and working in the community, and some of the comments and the shock on people's faces that somebody was being kind and generous and spending time with them was brilliant. We couldn't buy that.
That's right.
No,
And I
you
think,
truly
Kat,
can.
I think I may also want to add, we make this so simple for giving talents that even a child can do it. You know, I think that is the beauty of the giving your talents, because it's taking away the pressure for those who couldn't afford to give money. I think that is one thing that we, Phil and I, when we were talking, it's so clear that we wanted to start this idea that, if you don't have the money, but you have the skill to give or talents to give it, because the world needs it so desperately.
It really does. I wanted to tell you, and Emmy, I warned you that I was going to tell you this story earlier. I got a comment under one of our Instagram posts yesterday, and someone said that they saw one of our posts and was inspired. They had recently lost their job, but instead of, the way they said this was, instead of moping around about it, they were going to use their skills as I think they said they were a copywriter, maybe, to help people redo their resumes. And that was the talent that they wanted to give today in honor of Giving Tuesday and in honor of Giving Talents. I thought that was so beautiful. Kato, I want to hear from you about giving talents in the African context. What does giving talents and giving skills mean for Uganda and from where you sit in the world?
Okay. Once again, thank you, Catherine. To me, first of all, I got to know giving talents some months back through my friend Ami, and then I got to know Ami through LinkedIn. That is how we got friends, and then we have been friends, and then we are still friends. So to me, giving talents, the other time I was doing an interview, and of course, the idea was good because the option was there. You give in what you have, even if could be money, could be talent, could be skill, could be everything that you have. There was that option. So to me, it was good, and it has been good. Unless that today we were beginning, unfortunately, we were disturbed by rain. In Uganda now we are in rainy season, so people were coming, but unfortunately, because of rain, it's only that only kids were able to give in their talent. The video will be there, I think, by tomorrow, to see how the kids were doing. They were doing cultural dance. There is certain dance in Uganda. It's called the Basoga dance. Because we had arranged different dances, different skills, but unfortunately, because of rain, it wasn't able to happen. So I believe next time it will be there. It was now to me, the community was good. It was appreciating. They appreciated the idea, because some people, they have different skills, but some people don't have time to come and share with it to different people. So today, it was the day where everyone was expecting to come and get that free thing, because some people, they have their ideas, but some people want money to share with you. They want to do like barter trade, exchange of goods for goods. But now for today, it was a free gift. But unfortunately, we were disturbed by rain. But that is not the case. The good thing, it happened, and then the kids were able to show us the kind of skills they have in dancing. So far, that is what I can talk about.
Kato, I love what you said about giving your expertise and how sometimes folks don't have time to learn a new skill. And if you're able to help them shortcut any of that by loaning your skills and expertise, that's a really meaningful gift. You all received an exciting letter this morning, and I want to tell everybody about it. Chris, can you pull our letter up on the screen?
So Chris, as you are going to read it, I wanted personally to say on behalf of my team, thank you to our Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, for his generosity, taking his time to write this. So Justin Trudeau, our Prime Minister in Canada, on behalf of Giving Tuesday and Giving Talents, thank you so much. Go ahead, Phil.
Yes, a message from the Prime Minister of Canada. Today, on November the 29th, 2022, it is with great honour that I send my very best wishes for the launch of the fantastic Giving Talents campaign. If there is one thing that we have learned during the difficult years of the COVID-19 pandemic, it's the true value and necessity of standing by one another, being there for one another, and supporting one another. Together, there is no challenge that we cannot overcome. The Giving Talents campaign is a beautiful effort towards building a resilient community by showing people that everyone has the power to help change our world for the better. And this campaign is showing us all that with just an hour of our time, we can make an immeasurable impact on someone's life. That's certainly an hour well spent. To the entire team behind Giving Talents, thank you. Please accept my deepest gratitude for bringing this ingenious campaign to life. Your compassion, dedication, and vision truly deserves the utmost praise. I would also like to thank every single person around the world who is participating in this campaign. Your unreserved desire to support others with their needs, using your talents, is an inspiration for all. With my warmest regards for an immensely successful campaign. Justin Trudeau from Ottawa.
Well, that's just delightful. What a wonderful feeling to receive a letter like that, right? I want to talk about, let's inspire folks. Let's rattle off some ideas that maybe people can steal, right? Because we're all about offering up ideas and you should steal them. To give your skills, maybe your professional skills, maybe your talents. Maybe you guys can share some examples of how people are participating today by giving their skills and talents. Mm-hmm. Anybody got a good one, a good idea to share?
I've got an easy one.
Yeah.
This afternoon, my office is in the city centre, and we have at the moment we have an ice rink right outside my office door, and we have lots of people coming to spend time on the ice rink. So an idea today was that as people were coming off the ice and as people were queuing to go on the ice, we took them a cup of coffee and had a chat. And
that's lovely.
We met about 50 new people, complete strangers, and we just shared tea and coffee and a chat. And it was beautiful. And the comments were amazing.
I love that.
And we had organized groups, so we had litter picks and all of those sort of things. But for me, the thing that seemed to touch people the most was they were cold and we gave them a cup of coffee and spent some time with them.
You have a favorite?
Sorry, I missed that.
I was asking Ami if she has a favorite idea for giving talents or an example that she's seen today.
Yeah, definitely we have problems here for homelessness, and drug addictions and so on and so forth. So I've seen people taking their time talking to someone on the street, and not prejudging them, but just treating them like human beings, and treating them with dignity. And I see people lit up, their eyes lit up. We have plenty of death because of overdoses. So when someone take the time, their time, busy time, to sit down and talk to someone on the street and just treating them like a human being is such a warm feelings. And so I've seen people holding doors for someone to get in, and visiting. I heard people saying, I'm going to take 1 hour of my time to call people that I have not seen or heard or called for a long time. So reconnecting with them. And I think that's really what the world needs, Kathleen. We need to go back to the old days where we thrive as a community, not because of money. We thrive as a community because we care. And we trust our neighbors. We know our neighbors, and we need to go back to that again.
And
when we do
neighbors.
That, yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but we know our neighbors, and we can help our neighbors.
That's right.
There was a group in Omaha, Nebraska. This was last year, but I think they're going to do it again this year. They are skilled at knitting. I will never know how to do it, but this group, that's the craft that they use to relax. And it occurred to them that they could use their skill to make warm hats and scarves for people who might be experiencing homelessness. And so they, before Giving Tuesday, weeks before, they were knitting in a fury, dozens of these individuals, and they made dozens of hats and scarves, and then they put them in a park with a note that said, I'm not lost. This is an item. If you need this item, please take this item, no matter who it is you are. If you need a warm scarf, please take it. Those acts of giving our skills are just my favorite. George, do you have a favorite act of giving your talents to share, some inspiration for us before I let us all go? Anything you might be seeing in Uganda, a unique way of giving your talents or your skills?
I beg your question. I beg your pardon for your question.
I think it broke up a minute. Do you have an example of something that people could do today to give their talents?
Yes. The example which I have, probably according to what we did today, probably could be dancing. For that was where what we did before being disturbed by rain. So the example which I can say that, of course, is dancing, because that is what we did, and that is what I can say, dancing.
Yeah. Think about what knowledge and skills you have and share them with people. I've heard of folks leading free yoga classes for their community, especially during COVID when things were virtual. Folks would lead all kinds of different classes, teach someone a new language. Are you really great at writing? Could you help somebody with their resume? I love all these ideas.
And counseling too. There's a lot of that. Yeah. And the great things about this, I know, because we're about to end this live stream, but what I'm wanting to inspire people or encourage, just because after this Giving Tuesday, it does not mean that giving of your talents or skills will end. Keep going. We want to continue to hear stories, and also share it in our social media, and make sure also, as well as you are doing the hashtag or tagging Giving Tuesday, tag also Giving Talents as well.
I'm glad you said that. I was going to plug that for you if you didn't.
Yeah, the other thing is have fun.
Yeah,
You know,
so
it,
true.
it is fun. It's great meeting new people. It's great having a bit of a laugh and enjoying yourself. One of the volunteers today, just before this, I went for a run. It was a volunteer led the run, and I'd like to say I enjoyed the run. I enjoyed finishing the run. But it was great fun, and you know, we got to meet people, we got to share time together, and that's, for me, that's the important thing. You know, do things you enjoy and celebrate your skills, celebrate the things that you like doing.
That's
Don't
right.
do things because you have to, do them because you want to.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Thank you all for creating such a beautiful campaign. Let's all give our talents, as Ami pointed out, not just on Giving Tuesday, but every day. It matters. It makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
Thank you all for spending time with me today. It was so good to see you.
Thank you so much, everyone. And don't forget, we are actually doing a campaign in the spring. So we'll see you guys on the spring.
We'll
Yeah,
see you back in the spring.
thank you for the talented Chris for sharing his talents as well, and
Yes.
Kat for sharing your talents.
There you
Thank
go.
you so much, Chris.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Happy
everyone.
Giving Tuesday, everybody.
Thank you, and to you
Happy
too.
giving.
Bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye.
Bye.
See you.